do for love? You tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Morning Gardener, and I am coming to you from the comfort of my own home. Good evening, good evening, good evening, as they say in Transylvania. I am here. I just came back from the gardening center at Lowe's. Let me tell you what's going on. Because I told you a couple of days ago, I went up to Home Depot and they wouldn't let me cut no deals with anything. But I went up. These are outside. I watered them and everything. I wish I could have shown you the condition of the plants, but I got these two today. And I really don't have room for them, but we'll see what we can do. Now, they sold for, let's see, can I get that up there? That's what they sold for. Can you make that out? Can any of you see it? Can anyone see it? Can you see it? Can you make any sense out of that? Different than. At any rate, these went for $1 a piece. Went and spoke with the manager, and he said, "Get you." No, it's yeah, that's the price. So I got them, and they were struggling for survival, but I believe they are the toughest out of all 40 of those plants. Out of all 40 of those plants, because they were still alive. So the plants were struggling, see what they cost. And I went up to the manager, and he was standing there, and he came over kind of apprehensive, because, they don't know what the heck you're going to ask them. So they prepare themselves mentally for what craziness you're about to bring to them. But at any rate, I went up and talked to him, and I said, "Listen, correction. How about you got it for $1?" Yeah, I got it for $1 at Lowe's in what we call gardening time. Everybody's in there buying everything. There was a line in there when I started through. Pay attention, because that little sticker on there it says positive on the right side. You pay attention to that, because you grab a battery that looks just like it, same everything on it, except it's reversed. Okay, anyway. Okay, so what happened was I got there, got the battery, and if you're not careful, I got the dates on them. One was from 2001, so I got that. Let's see what the battery cost me. Needed the battery, cut grass, keep from getting tickets, and also keep your lawn nice. And also the grass clippings I use to fertilize my garden, so I need that. Let's see, the battery. Battery was $40. That was it. Oh boy, Lowe's. And let's see what else I got here. Water can. I overpaid for that. $4.98. I really wanted one with that big lip up the front that really pours the water really well, but I had to get used to it, because it'll knock the plants over if you don't pay attention. Okay, so I got that taken care of. Where was I at? Then I go up, pay for everything, came out to $61. I got like I said, I got the Reliance grapes. Reliance grape. Man, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Buffering pretty bad, bro. Oh, let me fix that. I got it. I'm buffering bad. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, that should do it. That should do it. God, man, I bought some more grapevines. And I actually found myself in there looking for a Chicago fig tree. But I really didn't want it. But I said, I'll take it if it's $1. Because they get pretty big. They get pretty big. And I didn't really want anything that's going to be 35 feet tall and all that kind of stuff. I didn't really want that. But $1, I'll keep it cut back. I'll go through the stress of cutting it back. Plus, I did eat a fig years ago. I think I was like 7 years old. So I don't really remember what they taste like. Everybody's always, oh, figs, figs, figs. Oh, let's get the figs. And they got a guy on one channel. He collects the figs, which I thought the figs is amazing. He collects everything and all kind of figs. Yeah, let's see. I have to take out the road. Man, that really, hey, absolutely check out the Lowe's. Check it out. Check that Lowe's out. Because I mean, here's what I'm saying. I go up to Home Depot. They got a bunch of plants up there that are near dead. They won't give them to you. They got a policy that goes back to wherever or whatever. Because even the guy mentioned it. He said, "Where'd you get that? You got that back there where the trash was?" So I said, "Oh, okay, yeah." I said, "I need to speak to somebody about working out a deal on this." And she goes up to the counter where they do the checkout counter, whatever they call it. And they go up there, and it's in secrecy because I'm not nearby or anything. But here's what I get. I come back, and she said, "Yeah, it's still $10." I said, "But for this plant, these plants are dead, almost dead." And thank you very much. And so the plant's almost dead, and I took it and put it back on the shelf because I'm not a fool. I'm not going to do that. Um, it's got to be real with you. I'm not going to do that. I mean, So, and what kind of plant was it anyway? I think it was I want to say it was some kind of, yeah, it was a great plant. It was a great. Now think about that. They wanted $10 for a plant almost dead. Okay, well, you really got to water it. So what I did tonight, I bought these. I went out there and watered them with a little bit of that, rainwater from my barrels. Put about a teaspoon of what do they call this stuff? God, wait, don't tell me. Don't tell me. It is fish emulsion. And that's it. Put a little bit of nitrogen in there. And that plant probably see the plant, these plants were watered 3 months ago. They put them in this plastic and they were watered 3 months ago. So after a period of time, when they start looking real ragged, average gardeners go, "Oh, I don't want that. That's dead." But I know the difference. Lead farmer knows the difference. If he was there, he would look at it and go, "This one is good, this one is not," and be able to make it happen. Debbie would go there and say, "This one will live and this one will not live." So you pick out the ones that you figure are going to live. And if it's got a little dieback branch on it, leave it on there. Don't pop it off before you go to the manager. Leave it on there so he can see that, oh, yeah, this is almost dead. And it gives him a reason to write it off because he can't give you a perfectly healthy plant for $1. In management be looking at him saying, "Why did that guy get that plant for $1?" So that's how you got to do it. You got to definitely um, leave that dried piece of branch on there so that when you take it up there, it's what they think it is, a half dead plant. You get it home, give it a little bit of that, give it just a little bit of that fish emulsion and that rainwater. Put it in that bag because the bag doesn't have any holes in the bottom. Put it in that bag and pour the remainder off, and do it after late in the evening or early in the morning when you want to do that. Let me tell you what's going to happen. All night long, that plant's going to drink that stuff in, and it's going to immediately start growing. Immediately. Then when you put it out in the yard, where you're going to put it at, you're going to get some what we call it mulch and put around it to keep it moist because it's summertime and plants like that don't do well planted in the summer. You supposed to bought this plant. This plant's supposed to be bought back when it was in coming out of winter. As soon as you can work the soil, nice and cool, put it in the ground. But one thing about my soil, I have clay, and a lot of you have clay as well. Clay stays basically moist, and it's loaded with nutrients and minerals. It's loaded with that. But you still, it's a good idea, you know, to basically put a mulch around it. And it says even here, soak the plant in water for a few minutes prior to planting. Let's see, plant in well drained soil. Well drained soil. That's questionable depending on who you ask. Hello. All right. Gardening realtor. And they said hello. Let's see. Combine peat moss and soil. Wait a minute. Combine peat moss and soil. Wait a minute, huh? You could do, yeah, you could do it that way too. Because I was thinking about doing a different way. But see, I'm gonna do a big batch of soil mix tomorrow. Probably about 300 or 400 pounds of soil mix. That's gonna be a lot of work, but I kept procrastinating, putting it off. Now I'm just go ahead and do it. Now tonight I have some reseeded plants that I got to redo because they didn't make it. You know, they didn't make it. And so I'm going to reseed, and that's going to have that all together. Fertilize at planting, and again, in late spring. Late spring, that's what they're saying. This is good information. However, take it with a grain of salt. I know how to take care of this plant. I got some grapes out there now that are just beautiful. They break it out of dormancy. They're looking good and fine. Um, and I like to. And I got one grapevine out there. It's called a Neptune. Huge green grapes. And I made a mistake. I was out there breaking off some of the eyes that it produced, and I won't do that no more because I kept cutting that tree down. I mean, excuse me, that vine down to about 2.5 feet tall. And you know, when it get that close to death, which it was last year, I said, okay, why are you cutting it back? No, let it grow crazy, let it get out of control, and then bring it back in control. And you got more to work with because the plant needs to grow back a lot of its limbs that it doesn't have anymore. But the plant is healthy. All my plants are healthy. That's how you do that. Reliance. Seedless Reliance grapes. Anyone know anything about seedless Reliance grapes? Have you ever eaten them? Have you ever grown them? To me, it's a grape. Is a grape. Is a grape. But I was wondering, you know, what are some of the benefits of this grape? I'm thinking it's a table grape. See, plant in soil as soon as the ground has thawed and the soil has warmed about 50 degrees. Let's see. Unfortunately, no. Well, thanks anyway. I appreciate it. Let's see. Usually 4 to 6 weeks after the last fall. And I got some tomato. Excuse me. Potatoes. The racks were filled with plenty of potatoes, and I didn't see any markdowns on them, so I kind of left those alone. I didn't see any markdowns on them, but they had purple and they had sweet potato and they had the white potatoes and everything. So you know how that is. But I have Reliance grapes for $1 a box, and I will grow these up big and pretty because it's easy to do once you know how to do it. Plants eat dead plants. Plants eat anything that was once alive. You should be past the late frost then, right? Yeah, I'm past it. But whenever you are buying trees and you're buying grapes and you put them in when it's getting ready to get hot, and you don't have that root system yet, it's a lot harder taking care of that plant. That plant has to get much attention. Things like mulching it properly and watering it, and checking it, and make sure it doesn't dry out on you. That's the thing about it. All the trees and grapevines that I have put in, majority of that has been done in the what we call it, the early spring, and then some of it has been put in late fall or fall. That's how I do it. And when you go to buy stuff offline in fall, everything is marked up. Everything is marked up. Now, Stark Brothers or Stark Bros is marking down some of the apple trees. But let me tell you something right now. I want to talk to everybody that's listening in right now. I think it's what, 2 people, 6 people. I got 3 thumbs up, and I got looks like 6 people. It says 6 people. Here's what's going on. There's an apple that has not been on the market that long. Can anyone tell me the name of that apple? It's very hard to find a tree to put on your own property. Okay, you give up? It's an apple that not too long ago been put out. A company, whatever, one of the universities put it out, and it's being handled mainly by farmers right now. Big farmers have got the okay to grow these, and it's called. Anybody know the name of it by now? So I'll give you one hint. It is a red apple. All right, time's up. It is a ambrosia, and the ambrosia apple. I've looked high, low online, and I haven't found it. Ambrosia. Now, the hottest apple out there, the one that brings in one of the apples that bring in the most bucks per apple, that is that Honey Crisp. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. And the apple is called the Honey Crisp. The Honey Crisp is one of the sweetest and best tasting apples on the market. They store that sucker in big warehouses at the right temperature. They rotate them, and they act like that apple is a big block of gold. It's like at Fort Knox. They're not gonna let anybody just go in there and mess with those apples because they're worth a lot of money. All right, let's see what said. Good evening. All right, what's on there? All right, there we go. We got everybody in here now. And it's still saying 6 people, but I guess some people are talking up now. Maybe that's what's going on. And I got 4 thumbs up. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. Thank you. But I am doing great. I think I'm overbuying as far as the grapes go. I just think I did a little bit too much today. And here we go. Let's see, Dan, Organic Food Forest. Morning Gardener. Hello. Hello, how you doing? How you doing? Really kind of blew my name up there. I appreciate it. I say hi, Dan. And everything's good there. Everything's good. I am. Has anyone in this room right now, have you added anything new to your garden? Was it a bush? Was it a tree? Anything that in the nature of a fruit tree or fruit bush? Let's see. Anyone at all? Anyone at all? Any vines you've added, like grapevines or kiwi? Oh, and I added a kiwi. When did I add that kiwi? I think I added a kiwi. I think it was Monday. I think I added it. No, it wasn't Monday. For the day is Monday. Okay, you added figs. What kind of figs? Talk to me. Blueberries. Okay, there's another one. Blueberries. Okay, there's blueberries. Let's see. Hi, Dan. She says, hi, Dan. But now, let me tell you something. I just came from a store that had boxes of blueberry plants up there for $1 each. But I didn't get them because they look kind of bad. I mean, I'm not crazy. I'll buy them if they look like you can save them. And I'm gonna put a couple of videos up Uploaded a couple of videos. They're very short videos. It shows one video shows almost all the black cow compost is gone in the store, and then it got two pallets of that inexpensive compost slash manure. So I don't mess with that. Hey, Dan. Brown turkey fig. Oh, okay, brown turkey fig. Brown turkey fig. That's one of the ones I kept hearing a lot about was the brown turkey fig. Let's see. So the great thing about growing is what, folks? You save money on your own grocery bills. You also learn. You also teach your children to be people who are independent to a degree about their food, where it comes from, how to grow it, how to protect it. That's what we're talking about, folks. This is the Morning Gardener. This is the Morning Gardener. And 19 years ago, I started growing my own food because I got really sick and tired of being pushed around by the big grocery stores. Um, I don't like to go out and purchase fruits from grocery stores because you never know what you're getting. You can buy blueberries at the grocery store and they have no sugar in them, no sweetness in them whatsoever. You can go buy an apple, a bag of apples, get them, and they'll be soft and mushy, but in a bag they look great. You can buy Honey Crisp, Honey Crisp apple tree. I have, in fact, have five of those on my property, and I did that for a reason because it is what it is a very expensive apple, and I want to have something on that. Now, if I see two apples that I'm going to add to my garden. One is an ambrosia. I have to have that apple because I know that it's new and people are making a big fuss about it. Maybe because it's new, or maybe because it's new and it's great tasting. Now, also, excuse me. Also, we got the Honey Crisp. I'm going to add another Honey Crisp. Why am I adding so many Honey Crisp apple trees? Because, well, they are an expensive apple, and they are absolutely great tasting, in my opinion. Let's see. I've added. Let's see. Oh, okay, okay. And kiwi as well. What kind of kiwi? What kind of kiwi, Mr. Lee Farmer? What kind of kiwi we talking about? Because I just added one. Actually, I saw the first tomato flowers today, Zone 7B. That's where I'm at, Zone 7B, here in Virginia. Okay, okay, okay. Because, I have, yes, I have, let me get it right. I have hardy kiwi I just added, and I also have a Isaiah kiwi. So I have two different kind of kiwis, and that's what we're gonna do. So kiwi is got more vitamin C than any orange on earth, and it is very healthy for you, and it has a lot of vitamin C, and it's got a whole ton of stuff for you that's really great. I also look through my uh, come on now, let me get it right. I look through my blackberries. At first, I had like three plants. I think it was like three plants. One, two, three, maybe three, four. And I found all these all of these plants sitting around, these blackberries that are throughout, little tiny, little skinny ones and everything. And I went crazy. I went out there and I started finding them and taking them apart and sticking them in where I needed them at, and putting them down where I needed them. And I'm gonna tell you something, folks. I now have 15 kiwi plants that I spent $0 for, and actually everything over there was $0. Everything over there. So I gave them a nice little feeding in spring to take them out of dormancy, take them into the world of into the world they're going to be existing in. I think I used the wrong fertilizer. Well, I didn't use the wrong fertilizer, but I did, in fact. I think I'm gonna switch fertilizer. What I'm saying, and I think I'm gonna go to a starter fertilizer because I want to actually get it accustomed to all the changes that it's going through and give it the right nutrients it needs. Black cow is mostly wood now. Black cow is mostly wood now. Black cow is mostly wood now. I am not going to argue that point with you, sir, ma'am, or sir. But I will say this: women, it's a garden realtor. Mostly wood now. I have bought bags I looked into and said, "What is this?" And and talked to some of the people at Black Cow, and they would let me know that, hey, it's a very good product, and if you see things like that with their products, please let them know. That they'll be more than happy to talk to you about it and maybe come up with a viable solution that'll work for you. Now, I have how many bags of cow manure I have? Oh God, I don't know. 20, 25, I guess something like that. I always overkill with the manure because I want to make certain that I have what I need. And let's see, I'm pretty sure kiwi will grow there. Then when you say there, you're talking about my location, or you were speaking to someone else? I want to make sure I'm clear. Make sure I'm clear. All right. Waiting for you to get back to my lead farmer. It is now 8:47 p.m. Do you know where your plants are? All right. Okay. He hasn't responded yet, but the kiwi I have here in Zone 7B have been growing extremely well. I don't have any problem with them. A lot of these kiwi will grow fine all the way down to Zone 7-4. I mean to Zone 4. They'll do fine. They call them cold hardy for a reason because they can deal with some frost and cold. All right. Well, folks, tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what's going on. Some of you told me that you got some plants you've added. Let's see. But thank you very much. He was talking to Dan. Okay. All right. In Florida, he's saying. Okay. Yeah. Kiwis are where I'm at. Zone 7B. We fluctuate between temperatures high and low. But we definitely can grow them here in Maryland. All right, let's see. The kiwi. What was this? Kiwi fruit grows naturally in altitudes of over 22. Okay, I don't know exactly, but I'll take your word for it, and I'll research that further. You talk about altitudes of the kiwi plants can grow from 2,000 feet to 6,500 feet. Interesting. I wonder where you got that information from. But they do well. They're vine. They're hardy. Um, I used to grow mine without doing anything to it, without feeding it or watering it or anything, and it did pretty good. They're pretty drought tolerant. That the plants are, the kiwi is. But just to basically, keep an eye on it, take care of it, and when you first put it in, if you can put a cage around it or something around it, like me, I put some poles around it because cats, for some reason, love to dig these plants up. They love to dig them up. They love to dig these plants up, and they like to wallow on them for some reason, like they're getting high. I mean, they just wallow on them. I have one out there that's 4 years old, have big, thick roots, and cats dug it up and then wallowed or played on the roots until they removed most 98% of the soil from most of the roots. And I had to go out there and take a 40-pound bag of topsoil and pour it right over top of the roots, and then the plant was fine. But I couldn't. I was like, wow, this has happened to me before with these plants. They have taken them from my yard. Cats have. They have uh, dug them up in the past. So I learned to put poles around them so the cat kind of gets, uninterested in, dealing with this digging around these plants. My peach trees, folks, are filled. Excuse me, I apologize. My my fruit trees, especially my peaches, are filled with peaches. They're filled with peaches. Now, once they start getting a little bigger, I'm going to start, you know, thinning them out. They call it thinning them out, and I like to dig mine apart about 6 inches apart, and that's how I do that. And I'm going to continue to come up with a natural spraying program, which is neem oil. Comes from a neem plant or tree, um, and it is recommended because it kills most of the soft bodied and some hard bodied insects from eating your plants up. Now, I haven't looked at the praying mantis nests today. I have counted as many as 14 praying mantis nests on my property and have never, in all the 19 years I've been here, have never seen that before. And they are only there because of the food supply. They are looking for insects, and since I have so much growth on my property, there are insects on my property. They eat my weeds and not my food plants, and that's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. 12:45, headed for the subway home. I took my time, and I felt so all alone. Oh, let's see what we got here. Oh, let's see. I see me, Doctor. So works like magic on aphids. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Works like magic on aphids. Yeah, because I tell you, nothing like growing a bunch of peaches. I've done it year in and year out and have all the bugs eating everything up. Everything, they eat everything up. Leave you nothing. You think that, oh, it'll be fine. I'll be okay. And every peach is ruined by these insects. So I'm going to try to wait until the praying mantises hatch out because they're everywhere, folks, on my property. They're everywhere. And hundreds of them come out of one little, look like a cocoon or something. Hundreds of them. Let me. I think that I'm happy about the praying mantis being in my yard though. I just hope this year they have enough to eat. I hope they have enough to eat because um, with all the growth I get, I know I get enough insects. And I know that I've seen bees, well, not bees, but bumblebees on, excuse me, on my property for most of the evening. And that wasn't that way 2 weeks ago or a week ago. And they're here now. They're buzzing around. If you get near them, you hear them, you know how they sound, when they go by your ear. And that means be careful because I'm over here eating, and if I have to move you, I will move you, and you won't like it. So I back away from it and let them do what they got to do. Is there anyone out there got any questions or comments about the subject that we're on, which is growing your own food and saving money while doing it? No one wants you to do this. You realize that, right? There are a lot of people who really don't want you to grow food because you're cutting into their pocket. And if you do it and others see you doing it and they start doing it, and then those people see them doing it and then they start doing it, guess what happens to all of the fruit and vegetables that go to those grocery stores? They stop bringing them in because they're not selling them. And then, of course, the government gets involved and says, wait a minute, let's find a way we can tax this. Let's find a way we can tax this because how can we tax them? Let's tax them by the acres that they have. That way, if they grow or don't grow, they still got to pay. If they got open ground and there's no concrete there, they got to pay for that. So we don't know if they're growing or not growing. So it's a beautiful thing to have food growing at your fingertips. I went out there tonight and I watered some spinach. I watered I mean, everything from uh, tomatoes to you name it. I watered that stuff and to keep it moving, like a drive-by, keep it moving. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Morning Garden Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I want to thank you for your comments. I want to thank you for taking the time to come, step in and see me. And let's see, you have so many praying mantis. That is good. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them. It's going to be. I mean, if I found 14 cocoons, it's got to be more than that out there, And I wasn't even looking for them. I kept finding them in different areas, in trees and on vines and things like that. So they're doing their thing, and I am so happy about that. Because praying mantis, a little scary to look at for me, but I respect the insect. He's in the roach family, but I still don't hold that against him. Um, uh, so they're gonna run wild in my yard. Well, I think I appreciate it, but I don't think I'm gonna sell them. I'm just gonna let them run around in the yard and do what they gotta do. The only thing I hear in the yard that really irritates me is sometimes, even during the summertime, I see crickets, I see grasshoppers. I'm hearing, a little bit of a cricket here or there. And with all these praying mantis, that's going to be interesting. And then you got these little. You ever see when you're walking, you see these little ground spiders that they're brown in color and they just run. They're not big. They just run before so you don't step on them. I don't know what kind they are, but I know that they're there. Hi, hello. Oh my goodness. Oh man. I went up there and got done what I need to get done. And that tractor is going to be running tomorrow, so I can cut the grass. And if I had a bagger on the back of that riding tractor, I would be set. Praying mantis are part of the roach family. I did not know. Yeah, they're part of the roach family. Yep. The one that you kind of don't mind him being there, but a roach. I haven't seen a roach in years. I have not seen a roach in years, almost like 15 years. Um, no, wait a minute. I see them other place. No, wait a minute. No, I haven't seen them there. It's like they're gone. It's like they're gone. Yeah, yeah. Paramedics are great. I have those green ones. I have those green ones. I'm happy. We have both the green and the brown. Yep, you got a good population there. Sounds like you got a great population actually. I have seen so many of your videos. I've seen so many of your videos. You go in, you're friendly, you point out your plants, and you do a lot of container gardening. Excuse me, and that's something that, from my understanding, Garden City Food Forest. Hello, Morning Gardener, and everyone. Thank you very much. Hello. See, I'm getting all these great people in the room. At the moment I said I was getting ready to leave, uh, I might hang around for a while if I go. Y'all, you guys don't mind if I just go get me a glass of water, and then I can continue on. All right, man. All right, I'm gonna go get me a glass of water and come back and continue the conversation on saving money and growing as much food as you possibly can. I use my Yeah, I mean, I would love to have a bag on there. I don't know what they cost or anything, but I would love to have it because once you catch that grass and you use it to mulch around your plants, like your tomatoes and your peppers and all that, and you're just getting free mulch. You're not paying for it in a bag. For what? You put that grass clippings around those plants, uh, and what will happen? It'll dry out just like straw. And another thing, when it rains or when you water, um, you will see uh, plenty of growth coming from your plants because they're going to do two things. They're going to feed and they're going to keep moist and they're going to keep the temperature down when it's really hot outside. So when everybody else plants stop growing because it's too hot, that mulch uh, around those plants will keep them plants moving. I shall return. I'm going to get some water. Wow. Thank you. And I'm back. I have I have a rose bush uh, on my property that I placed around it some grass clippings with some leaves that are left over from the fall, and it's just great. It's just great, wonderful, and it costs $0. $0. God, I love that number. This is, it's now 9:04. That's right, free. Garden City, Garden City, Garden City. Uh, my bad. All right. Here's here. Wow, it's 6:04 there. Interesting. And it's amazing today we're able to communicate with each other, and one person could be so far away it would take you a few days to get there, or it would take you hours and hours behind a wheel to get there. And I've met so many people, and who would have ever known that you could do this with a garden? When I first started our garden, I never seen any of this. All I saw was I bought a house and I said, look at this backyard. And it was huge. And I looked at, well, it was huge. To me, it was a good sized backyard. And I saw all this potential. Um, and it had all these wild trees growing on it about as big around as your arm or whatever. And I looked at the ground and I didn't know much about soil or anything. I just didn't. But I was digging in this stuff that looked brown in color. It appeared to be sticky. Um, I am running out to finish my great lighting. Lighting. Absolutely. You said it best right there. You said it best right there. Uh, you know, I think that you can be an adult or a child, and just the beauty of a garden, just the sheer beauty of picking. Do you remember what it was like when you picked your first piece of fruit? Mine was a peach, and it was picked off of my tree. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ah, allergies. And because I was in the garden today. Very true. Bless you. Bless you. And I remember holding it in my hand and smelling it, and it had this beautiful aroma to it. Beautiful aroma. And I remember looking at it. It was flawless. And I bit into it, and the juices ran down my arm. And I said, this has never happened from a grocery store peach. And it was so sweet, firm. I just wanted more. Okay, let me see what we got here. You said the tree, let's see. Morning garden, that tree that's near, yeah. Yeah, that tree tree near your house is awesome. That tree, you just do it, the journey. So many years ago, it was a lady lived there. Thank God she moved. Thank God she moved because um, she had all these people in the house. Used to block my driveway, and I had to, excuse me, can I get in my driveway? And these were guys that came to see these women, and it was like they would act like I was the problem, and I wanted to just get in my driveway. And so that being said, when they moved and finally was gone, they left this little tiny plant, and it was about 3 inches, 3 inches tall, and it had these couple thorns on it, maybe 2 or 3 thorns. And I remember looking at it, and I remember thinking, "What the heck is this?" And I said, "This is a citrus type of uh, tree. It looks like." So I googled it and everything, and my neighbor and I talked about it. And he was saying he knew what it was, and he really didn't, because I didn't know what it was. And I'm thinking, look, let's just find out what it is. So I took pictures of it and I sent it to the Department of Agriculture. And when I sent it to the Department of Agriculture, they said, this is blank type of plant. It is blank. And they gave all this information on it. And I was like, okay, now finally I know what it is. And for all those years, we just started noticing it when it got 6 inches long or, or 6 inches tall. And then it was 2 feet tall. And then it was 2.5 feet tall. And then we just kind of, each year, kind of every time the spring would come, we look at it, and there was never any blossoms on it. Now there are blossoms on it, and it is now 21 feet tall. And I'm looking at it going, wow, it's amazing. It's got these huge thorns on it, and the citric trees don't do well in this environment, but this one does. And each year it has dropped down to 10 degrees, 9 degrees. One year it was 5 degrees. And I remember driving to work thinking, I wonder if that plant going to make it this year. And it did. We had no issues. Um, so nature is absolutely amazing. I ate my first apples off my tree last year. And folks, to some of you, it's not a big deal. I don't know if you can grasp that on there. That's a very good question because I would think that those types of plants would probably die because they don't have the ability to withstand cold. But this variety, from my understanding, when I talked to the people at Department of Agriculture, they said this particular one can withstand cold temperatures. However, they said the fruit is somewhat less desirable. You know, so that being said, um, I thought it was absolutely incredible. Yes, eating your own homegrown fruit is awesome. Absolutely, I couldn't have said it better. I remember eating my first grapes, um, and I didn't know at the time that I could have upgraded uh, the size of my grapes by just simply pruning off the large numbers of these clusters, and and taking basically what they call thinning them out. I didn't know about that. I mean, I was learning every. That's why all the mistakes I made, I've done it all. I've done it all. I tried weird things out in the soil. Um, I remember adding to my compost pile pig urine and pig feces to my uh, compost pile, and it ran all of my worms out of that were in there. All my big night crawlers left. They said, "Oh, I can't take this. I got to get out of here," and they left. And then, if about 2 years later, I emptied it. And see, the reason why I got all the big night crawlers in there and all of those red wigglers, I would go fishing. I buy some worms at Walmart. Red wigglers are amazing. Watch this. I bought $2.89 a couple of red wigglers. There was about 24 of them in there. I went fishing, nothing was biting. I caught a couple fish here and there. Brought back probably about 15 worms or whatever. Dumped them into that pile of compost. Less than about 2 years, folks. No, about a year and a half. They were everywhere. Red wigglers were everywhere. I did not need to go anywhere near anything to buy any red wigglers. I had them everywhere. They were they started over there in the compost pile and then they were everywhere. They were all through different areas of the yard. And I remember um, I used to have just these little thin worms in my garden, and they were just the regular worms that lived there. They were the original. I remember dumping cups of Canadian night crawlers in the yard, and then seeing them there, and then they started repopulating the area. I remember bringing in the yard all these wood chips from what they call it back to Eden style of gardening that people call it, which actually is mulching. Mulching, um, sheet mulching is what it's called. But what happened was um, I took all of and put it down 9 inches, 10 inches, whatever, throughout the entire area where I garden. Now watch this. After about 2 years, there was another worm entered into the yard. He was very fast moving. He wiggled and snapped around like he was a snake. And I said, "What the heck is this?" And so found out later on. Some people call it an Alabama jumper. Alabama or some kind of worm, and it moves fast and it'll break off. It's big. It's good size worm, not quite as big as a night crawler, but almost that size, and great for fishing because it stays pretty active. Okay, let's see. And let's see. Right on. Poof. Too cold. Where on the I'm just thinking right now, folks. I'm just looking at reading some of the older notes and stuff. Oh, definitely cool. Um, so right now I'm happy because I bought. Some of you weren't here when I showed this up here. I bought this tonight, and I bought two plants that were in it. So I watered them up. I left them outside with a little bit of water and what they call it. God, it's called fish emulsion. That's what they were selling for originally, and I got these for $1 each. There was a little bit of dieback on some of them because they don't water them. Once they put them in this, they stay in this container for about 3 months, and 4 months or whatever. And when they start dying away, then the people like me come up there and go, "Hello, yes, I need to speak with a manager." And they come over and I say, "Listen, you got a lot of these plants up at the front that are dying. Let's talk about." He said, "You can have them for $1 a piece." That's what he said. It wasn't even. And I looked at that and said, "Thank you, sir." I went back up there and I grabbed two of these, and I was looking for other plants, but saw nothing that I was interested in. They had a lot of blueberries. I wasn't interested in them because I have enough of those. And they had a lot of hardy kiwi. Had enough of those because I got enough of those. And then they got all these potatoes up there. Um, uh, Sweet potatoes, red potatoes, purple potatoes, and two white potatoes. I can't recall the name of them right now, but it was great. It was great. I had a fun day. Let's see, probably oh my goodness, all those blossoms I had this year. Never saw so many blossoms in all the years that I have gardened here, all because of that technique that I use when I garden. It's a deal breaker, folks. Deal breaker. That's that proof garden. That's it. Garden shoes. I once had a snake jump out of a tree, my pear tree, while I was out in the yard. Scared the hell out of me because I didn't know what it was. But it jumped, and I looked and said, "Oh, the garden snake." Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Morning Gardener, and I'm going to call it because I get to get some plants in around tonight. I'll put some seeds in the cup because I had some die, and then I'm going to restart some. Beat those people who started with that. And so once I get them in the ground, and of course we'll do shows about it and that sort of thing. That's what we do here. This is the Morning Gardener. I've been up now for almost 16 hours, and I feel every bit of it. So I'm here. I passed some information on. I also talked about the good night Morning Gardener show. Thank you so much. Um, I absolutely Got everything done today. The tractor has a battery. I'm happy. Get everything cut back tomorrow. Make sure it's cut back, and then make certain that I pass enough information on. So if I can help anyone out there to have a much better garden this year, I mean, really try something crazy, like grow something new or something that you've always dreamed about growing. This has been the Morning Gardener. Thank you very much, and remember, keep on growing.